What if love isn't what we feel, but what we choose to see? The neighbor, not the label, the story, not the stereotype, the human before the opinion. What if love noticed who's been ignored? What if love started with us?
In 2023, I have the privilege to visit the Holy Land. And one of the places that we visited was Capernaum, or Jesus' town. It was one of the highlights of the trip for me. The site has been and continues to be archaeologically excavated, and you can experience a good portion of the town. As I was touring the town, something came into focus for me. In the center of the town, there is a beautiful and grandiose synagogue, and even though what is left is but a vestige of what it was, it is still an impressive structure, and the synagogue is surrounded by small dwellings. Now, what came into sharp focus for me was the fact that people had gathered around not the synagogue, but around a small shack to hear Jesus. It was not in the synagogue, but in a small shack that a man was able to walk and go back home healed. It is in a small shack that people witnessed God's power and said in awe, "We have never seen anything like this." We know that God is everywhere, and we know that God was working in that synagogue, and we know that God continues to be present in every place of worship, call it synagogue, a church, or any other place. But we cannot deny that these impressive miracles were happening outside of the place where God was expected to act. God was speaking in a modest, common, and perhaps even run-down small house. And God showed up particularly to the paralyzed man and in general to a crowd in an unexpected place. And it is in this unexpected place that they witnessed God's power. I think there is a theme throughout Scripture that has been repeated throughout God's acting among us. When we get too sure about what we know about God, when we act as if God only resides in our houses of worship, when we assign God a zip code, God surprises us by showing us in unexpected places. In our journey with God, it is in the unexpected place where we can say, "We have never seen anything like this." What if love is a reminder to us, the church, to the fact that we are not bringing Jesus to the people? Jesus is already there, in the streets, in our towns, in our communities. And if we want to witness the miracles happening around us, we are to join Jesus. Let it be for us a wake-up call. The miracles, the teachings, the awe did not happen in the expected place. It happened in a small, modest shack on the streets of Capernaum. In regards to What If Love message, this year has been about introduction. It has been about awareness. It has been about starting the process of reintroducing United Methodism to all Oklahomans. And there's a great opportunity for us to walk alongside people who have questions and doubts. And there's a great opportunity for us to show a different option of Christianity for those who have been harmed by other churches and want to find a safe home. We have been going where they are, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and we have put these messages on some TV screens and some billboards. We began small and we have ramped up. We have sparked curiosity, and more people are aware of the United Methodist Church in Oklahoma and what we stand for. The What If Love message is resonating with a new audience that has led them to consider us and seek to learn more. How do we know this? We have metrics. We have delivered the message to over 17 million devices, what is called impressions. And this number does not account impressions generated by billboards or TV ads, or the numbers that comprise to the end of April and to the end of May, when the first phase will end of this campaign, of this first age of campaign. I want to say again, 17 million devices. Now, as impressive that is, we have driven 17,000 new souls to the whatiflove.net website. And they have interacted with the website, they have continued to grow the website, and we have added more contact with people in the church throughout our state. And we have planted new seeds and seats all across our state. So please listen to what I'm saying. This message has been all across the state, not only in metro areas, but everywhere, everywhere. If the first phase of What If Love was to create awareness of United Methodism and to convey our message of hope, peace, and reconciliation, openness, welcomeness, and love, then the objective was achieved, truly beyond our expectations. Now, like good Methodists, we know that this is just the beginning. We now start the hard work of building relationships with those who have resonated with the What If Love message. This is the important part, the most important part of the whole thing. If we have all the flowery words, the most inspirational and aspirational of messages, but we don't have love, we are a clanging gong and a clashing cymbal. The same message that has resonated with thousands of people and the momentum it has created must be amplified and embodied in our local congregations. There are two parts of this campaign: the ads, the messages, the public face, if you will, and the embodiment of the message, the opening new paths for folks to connect locally with each one of you. And that's where you come in. If you go to the communications booth, and please do, then you can get all kinds of things. One of these is show and tell, these yard signs. You have seen them there, and they are for you to take. We want them for you to be placed all over the places that you are doing ministry in different ways. We ask them you to promote the What I Love message within your community by joining the covenant and being a same home for those who are looking a new place. The people who have heard and leaned into the What If Love message may not be ready for worship on Sunday mornings, but he or she or they may be ready for a faith conversation over brunch, over a tabletop game, a beer, or while knitting. It is possible that those who are seeking Jesus may not be seeking a brick-and-mortar location, but are definitely seeking for a place to belong, to fit in, to grow spiritually, free of judgment and full of love. The covenant, and if you need a copy, please go to the communications booth. The covenant in which we will enter tomorrow celebrates the fact that we as United Methodist local congregations are committing to open new places, unexpected places, where Jesus can perform miracles. We know that these unexpected places already exist, and we want to know about all of those places. So again, if you go to the communications booth, there is this form that you can fill, and we want to put all this information in front of people. We want to present this prominently displayed in our whatiflove.net website so that people can connect with you. Next time that someone explores the website, they can now have the option to connect locally with you. Do you have a special group that has started within the last 6 months that opens the door to new people? We want to know about it. Go to the communications booth. Let me give you some examples of these groups. I know of a Sunday school class that opened up for people who do not fit neatly in other categories. They call themselves the expanded universe. They're young adults. They're neither young adults, nor young families, or recently graduated, and everything in between. I know of groups that talk with a pastor over a beer. There are others who meet over brunch. There are others who meet over a meal on Sunday nights. Now, please do not hear me to say that new equals young. The reality is that maybe in your context for ministry, you need to be working with older adults because that's what is needed. Perhaps ministry is with single parents or middle-aged couples or singles. Maybe it's with children. Who is in your community that is not currently part of your community of faith? Who God is calling you to be in ministry with? And please go to the communications booth so we can know about it. Perhaps right now you are saying, well, we are all but a small congregation and nothing much is happening. What about us? Well, Use these days of annual conference, talk to your pastor and delegates, and start to dream. Be inspired by the fact that someone in your community has heard the What If Love message and is seeking for that message to be embodied, incarnate in your community. Perhaps a sister church can come together and create something new. It is time for us to move into a new phase. As we continue advertising and driving engagement with the What If Love message, we need embodied messages locally in your mission fields. We need all of you to help us amplify the What If Love message through yard signs, social media sharings, marquees, promoting the messages in your own channels, any other way. The next step for us in the What If Love is engagement. And this engagement cannot happen without your commitment. We can only do so much with the message digitally and advertising-wise. The real connections will happen through you in your local settings. Enter into this covenant as part of the Oklahoma United Methodist Church, and then go back to your local congregations and tell them what you have seen here. Tell them that literally there are thousands of people open to our message. Get busy creating unexpected places where Jesus can continue to perform miracles, so that together as annual conference, we can continue to say, we have never seen anything like this. Next annual conference, I want to stand here reporting of all the new What If Love groups, or What If Love, whatever it's called, that are created from Sayre to Elk City to Woodward, Lawton, and Altus, and Elmer, and Frederick, and Clinton, and Weatherford, and Ponca City, and Enid, and Perry, and Stillwater, and Piedmont, and Edmond, and OKC, and Norman, Noble, Purcell, Marietta, Duncan, Durant, McAllister, Poto, Sallisaw, Chakotah, Muskogee, Broken Arrow, Tulsa, Miami, Bartlesville, and everyone else in between. I want this sign to be displayed everywhere in our state. Next year, I want to show a montage of pictures you have sent, of course, of these signs in the wild, outside in diners, in houses, coffee houses, pubs, parks, schools, anywhere where the What If Love groups, or whatever it's called, whatever it is your group is called, gathers. And next year, I want to report how many people actually are meeting in these groups. I want to be inundated with stories, hundreds of stories submitted by you about these groups changing somebody's life. I want to share stories of people receiving a second chance, feeling loved and accepted, dignified and welcomed. I want to share stories of people finding Jesus in a new life that they have found through him. Next year, I want to shout, we have never seen anything like this. I will leave you with this. Feel proud to be a United Methodist in Oklahoma. You are part of the What If Love message. And that message has been heard loud and clear throughout our state. Now it is time for the message to incarnate anew in our hearts and in our congregations. Jesus continues to show up in unexpected places. So go get your sign. Do not live without it. Don't live without letting us know all of the wonderful things that you're doing. Please do so in all the ways that you are reaching people. Go out and embody the community where all are welcome and all can belong in it. May we join Jesus in the unexpected places in our communities locally, so that together we can continue to say, we have never seen anything like this. Bishop, this concludes my report.